In database management, a query is a request for information that is in the database. We'll be creating our query based on these two tables. So we have one table here named customer buying table, and the second table is named customer table. So what we have to do first is establish the links between the two tables, and then we make the query based on the criteria that we are looking for. The first step to create relationships between the tables is to close all objects in the database. So here I have two tables. One is named the customer buying table, and the other one is named the customer table. So I'm going to come over here to where I see this X in the right side of the screen, and I'm going to click on it and I'll close the first table. Then to close the next table, I click the same X again to close it. It says, do I want to save the change? Save the changes. I'm going to click yes. Okay, and then I can now proceed to create the relationships between the tables. So when we link the two tables, what we'll be doing is creating the relationships between two tables that we want to do the query on, okay? I'll be linking the two tables, and the table names are customer buying table and the customer table. So we'll be establishing the relationship between these two tables. So we're going to go to Design Tools. We're going to click Relationships. Then we're going to click this icon that says Show Table. Then we're going to select the customer table. I'm going to double click on it. Then we're going to double click the customer buying table. All right, now I already established the relationship, but I'm going to remove it and add it for you. All right, so here we have the two tables, and the first one is the information of the company, the last name, first name of the person who is a representative from the company. And in the second table, what we'll do, we'll widen the table so we can see all the information. So this customer buying table indicates the name of the products that the customers purchased, while the table on the left shows the customer table that has the names of the persons representing the company that purchased the items from us. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on the consumer code, and I'm going to bring it over to the second table and drop it on the label that says customer code in the second table entitled customer buying table. Then now we're going to check that this is what we want to create the relationship between the two tables. Then we're going to click this checkbox that says enforce referential integrity. Then we're going to click create. And here now we have a one-to-many relationship. So this is how you would create a one-to-many relationship. So to create the query, what we'll do, we go up to the ribbon tab. So we're going to go to create. So we click on it. Then we're going to come over to query design. And here now what we're going to do is pull up the show table dialog box. And what we're going to do is add the two tables. I'm going to choose the customer table first. And that table has the customer's first name, last name, title, and the company. We're going to add the second table, which is the buying table. And because we already linked the two tables, meaning we created the relationships previously, here is a one-to-many relationship. So what I'm going to do is expand the table here so that I can see the different field names. All right. So what we'll be doing now is we're going to bring down the different field names that we want to display in our query. All right, so we're going to need the name of the company. So I click on it, I pull it down. Then I'm going to need the last name of the person. Then I'm going to need the first name. I'm also going to need the title. I don't need the address for this query. All right. Then so I brought down I'm going to widen this column here so you can see good. So I brought down the customer name of the company, the last name, the first name, and the title from these were taken from the customer table. Okay. All right. So we're going to bring down the different field names that we want from the customer buying table. So I don't need a product code, but I need the name, product name. See down here, it's telling us the table that this information is coming from, which is the customer buying table. And the other information that we need is the category. So I'm going to put it here. Then I need the selling price. All right. Good. Now, the first query that I'm going to run is I want to know whether how many records have the category of F, and F means female, right, in our database. So we are looking for the criteria under the category. I'm going to click here. I'm going to type F, right, which is for female, right? Then I'm going to come up here now, make sure that I'm in the design ribbon, tab ribbon, and when I click on run, here is the list of records where the category is female. So I have Chin, John Chin twice. He bought us some slippers and socks. Then we have Low Bill and John Marks. So this is the first square, right? And what we can do now, we're going to create another query, right? So we're going to go to create query from query design. And again, we have to add the tables that we'll be interested in, right? So we're going to add the customer buying table. Then we're going to add the customer table, right? Now, I'm just going to move it around. Right, so and then I'm going to widen the table here so that you can see the different field headings, all right, so I'm going to bring down the customer name of the company. I'm going to bring down the last name, the first name, and the title. Then on this, from this table, I'm going to bring down the product name. We don't need the customer code into this query. Well, it's not a given, it's not required for the query that I'm doing today. We're going to bring down the category, and we're going to bring this selling price. All right. So the criteria that I'm looking for is, let me go back to the customer buying table and see what is the price here. All right, so the selling price, we have $100. So we want to see all the prices which are less than um $80. All right, so we're gonna come back to our query 2 and we're gonna go to selling price under the criteria. We're gonna put so we're looking for the selling price which is less than $80. So we're gonna go this 80. Then we're gonna come up to our gonna go back, click the create ribbon and query design. Right. So we're looking query 2. Or here's a run button. So I'm gonna click run. And here we can see all the products, all the records that have a selling price less than $80, right? So we have this is our second query, right? So this is how you create a query. We're gonna save the first query. So we're gonna call it category. I'm gonna put Q for query, okay? I'm gonna press OK. Then we're gonna come to query 2. Gonna click save and we're gonna call this one cost less than 80. I'm gonna put a Q there so we know that it is a query Q and press OK. Right? So this is how you can do a query. Let's do another.
Thanks for watching the video and don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, comment and share.